Hello, sixth grade. How are you this week? So we're going to move on to our next lesson, which is kind of a continuation of last week's. I want you to work on journal number 26. You should be writing all your journals together, as always, because you never know if I'm going to collect journals next week. Wink, wink. And today's journal says, how did you do with your weekly food log? That food diary that I gave you for homework that you should have sent to me. I want to know, where were you lacking? Where did you excel? And did you catch yourself looking at any food labels this past week? Be honest, it's fine. Because we went over the food labels last week. And I tried to do a good job explaining all of this. You know, a couple things I just want to make sure that we quickly remember is that, remember, with serving size, it tells you what is being measured for that one particular serving size. And then underneath that, it says for the whole entire container. Okay, but all those numbers that you see here, this is based off of that one serving that's up top, all right? Because you're going to need that as we go forward. Now, something I didn't get a chance to go over was, after you see that food label, on the bottom of the food label is going to be a list of ingredients. Those are the ingredients that are inside the food. And these ingredients are listed in descending order, sorted by weight, actually. So whatever item is most in a food, that is the one that is going to be the most prevalent inside. So I'm going to give you a simple example for cookies, because some of you have been baking at home. Flour, we all know, is the number one ingredient. It's the most you need of it. And then, as you can see in this, it would go down: sugar, then butter, and vanilla extract or something like that. So it gives you that extra tastiness, okay? With a can of green beans, it's pretty simple. There's green beans, mostly, and then there's water in there, okay? But sometimes you're going to see a lot of different items, and they have a ton of foods listed. And it goes from the most down to the least, collectively, okay? Usually the least in most packages for food are going to be the food coloring or the little tiny ingredients that might be inside. Now, also be careful, because a lot of times they change the word sugar. Even though it's in the food label, sometimes they'll write something like sucrose and glucose, just to use different names. Now, I'm going to send you a sheet of paper that looks like this. And this is about reading food labels. Now, last week, I don't know if I had the same foods from last week, but I had shown you and asked you to take a picture of 3 food labels. If you still have them, that's awesome. Label. Where's the label? I found it. Okay. That's awesome. If you still have it, that's fabulous. If not, you just need to find 3 more foods to do this sheet on. And this sheet is asking you to answer 14 questions. I need you to find a healthy item and answer those questions. Find an unhealthy item, answer those questions, and then find a food that is your choice. Usually in class, I have these boxes filled with food items, empty boxes basically, of food, and we go shopping for the day, and we do a lot of research trying to understand, what do food labels look like? Well, lucky for you, you get to go picking right out of your refrigerator, your cabinet, and you get to examine 3 items at home. This is what I'm asking you to do for this week. It's a pretty simple lesson. It's not too difficult. Get these 14 questions done, answer them. I would prefer if you just, rearranged the PDF and write on it, but upload a picture with all the answers. If you have to write it out and take a picture, that's fine as well. But upload this, and this will be your homework for this week. Start thinking about your journals, because next week I'm collecting journals, but this is this week's lesson, okay? Reading food labels. And also, I'm the worst teacher ever, but I was hoping maybe there'd be a tiny chance we go back, but we have to start thinking about a project, and I'm going to be explaining that soon as well. Okay, guys, I've mentioned this a few times, but definitely missing being in the classroom, and you as well. Okay, enjoy reading food labels. I will talk to you soon.